Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year. I just wanted to tell you guys.
I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour.
New evidence obtained by the FBI leaves David in a concerning situation. On the night of December 30th through the morning of December 31st, 2024, David and Celeste were together in downtown Los Angeles, where several photos were taken in public. There's also weird photos found in David's camera roll. However, they also found documents in his phone of David signing off his assets to his parents right when Celeste passed. Sources believe after David hired a legal firm and transferred assets out of his name, he's preparing for the police to close on him. Expect his arrest soon.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago.
Right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
With David trying to pull a fast one on police to protect his assets, it won't work. However, the feds found something when David submitted the paperwork. He has a private rental home that's never been mentioned before. In the background of Celeste's TikToks, it matches the furniture inside the home. But she wasn't the only person living in it, because so was a man named Neo. Neo's rumored to have been living in David's other rental home as it reads. This in no way implies any type of guilt, but based on Steve's recent findings and David's social media, it's very possible that his friend Neo was the last one driving the Tesla. Neo has wiped his social media clean of David and does not follow him on Instagram. This post has not been confirmed by the police, but we saw the private investigator hint to knowing who was involved. He says he knows who dropped off the Tesla.
You know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say for, but I don't know who exactly was in that house, because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't know.
With this going viral, Neo started hiding his connections to David. It was announced receipts show that David and Neo no longer follow each other on Instagram. What happened to Celeste, and who put her in the Tesla? Did Celeste witness something significant related to David? Rumors began circulating that David and Neo were in a relationship with each other. It's possible he could have grown closer to Neo over time and thought that Celeste would have been a problem for them. Photos hinting at a relationship together shows them laying in bed together, recreating the Titanic pose and more. However, many wonder where David is hiding. There has been no confirmed sightings of him since the news broke about Celeste being in the car. It's crazy to know that he just straight up disappeared and no one knows where he is. Even the investigator that's looking into the case doesn't know.
Do you have any indication about where David is right now?
I don't. I have no idea. And it's kind of bizarre because his group has stayed so silent. What's left of his group, I guess. And I'm not even sure the conversations that the owner did have with his management in breaking that lease. I'm not even 100% sure his management knows at this time where he's at. I think his attorney might be the only one, and his parents.
However, there's been a couple things online that people noticed. With it reported, David just posted a song titled Rush to his official BandLab account and then deleted it. People commented on the new song asking if David was the one who did it, which prompted David to delete the song again. But to understand his second response, it's important to hear the private investigator speaking on what he thinks happened to Celeste.
You don't know more information about when she, right?
No,
okay.
I don't have any information of how she, when exactly she. I have, listen, investigations are always moving, and right now I tend to believe it happened a while ago, a long time ago. And I think January, February, things changed. I mean, you can see it in the photos and everything. And I also think when I first started looking at this case, I'm very much an Occam's razor type of person where I think things are a lot easier than people try to make them sometimes, especially online, into these big things. And I thought this was going to be a tragic, which it very well still could be. And they made a bad decision because they didn't want to expose a potential relationship and put her in this Tesla. And then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car. And they were just like, no, I'm not doing it. And just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her.
But there's one more piece of evidence he found. With him knowing David had a second home, it was important to figure out when he was last there. It said that Celeste would live at his second home because it was a lot more private, and it looks like the truth when you add the news of, this is a video David recorded at his other house in February 2025. Celeste had likely been gone for a few weeks. Also in February, he leased a red Tesla and stopped using the black one. Why would David stop using his normal black Tesla and buy a new one out of nowhere? It seems suspicious with the timeline. However, the investigator recognized the picture frame behind David in the video, as it's believed David filmed this video only weeks after Celeste might have passed.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on his account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January, all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
The feds wonder if this is David's reaction to Celeste passing. Throughout the muted parts of the audio, he talks about people passing this year and wants it to stop. Is he just talking about world issues, or is it possible he's subconsciously hinting about what happened to Celeste? However, the case got even weirder when it was reported. Is there too many coincidences? On September 18th, David transferred his Texas homes into his mom's name, the same day Celeste was identified and found in his Tesla. Just a day earlier, the police did a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental. And on that same day, a police call reported an incident of someone passing at his parents' house in Texas. When police arrived, they were met by David's parents, who said his younger brother and sister were upstairs. The police report was false, as it looks like either a crazy fan or the police wanted to check out the house to see if they could find David.
No, out of all times for this to happen, as discovered in his car, after she's been identified, for there to be a potential swatting incident where somebody calls 911 with a fake allegation, a fake crime for their property, out of all people, out of all times, it's weird.
Well, it's weird, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me, because this case has taken on national significance in terms of people paying attention to it. And there are bad actors that understand how to bring somebody by way of swatting. So somebody called the 911 system down there. They found the address online and were basically made up a story for the cops to go there. And then they went in, and fortunately the police were very professional, and they were able to immediately understand that it was a swatting incident and it wasn't a legitimate call.
But others believe it was a warning for what's about to come his way. They had to make a move because of what David said in the past. David's plan for his future was to live on an island with no social media in 4 years after making money off music. However, the problem is that it's the exact timing of when Celeste would have turned 18.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying, why are you saying that like you're not like up there?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I go on crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Will you still remember me?
Yeah, bro. You'll have like the secret codes to the mansion.
Yeah?
You can pull up on every.
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely
of the secret.
not.
It's not a big point to make, but the question was generally asking where he wanted to be in 5 years, but he specifically answered for 4 years. The way he answered the question was definitely weird, and it came after the news of alleged photo of David wearing a similar wig to one Celeste Rivas was wearing has surfaced online. It looks like they shared wigs and other accessories with each other. However, fans then saw an old interview where he describes himself as an anime character. He created a story for his music videos where he is an alter ego who likes to commit crimes, and seeing how everything is playing out, it looks pretty concerning.
Basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it. Like it was in the vault for.
One comment responded to the video saying, there's hundreds of crimes he could have used as his example when describing his alter ego, and he chooses to say that. I can't be the only one seeing how obvious this all is, right? This interview went viral when it resurfaced on the internet, so he did something to drive attention away from it. One fan tweeted, if anyone's wondering where David is at right now, he's lurking and has been playing Fortnite, because people noticed his Fortnite account updated to show he was online. They noticed he had been playing multiple games of Fortnite. Some fans believe this was David's attempt at distracting people from the interviews. Fans couldn't believe at the time that all he had as a response was him playing Fortnite. So they wrote, there's no way that's David's response to this happening. If he knows he's innocent, he should have gone about it in a different way. But what David didn't know is the worst was yet to come. Evidence files went through the court system, and here's all the evidence they have. They began the file showing one of the last times Celeste was seen on camera publicly. One confirmed sighting of her was at David's concert with David's brother. With it reported, if this video is accurate, it means Celeste was still alive on June 27, 2024, seen backstage at a David concert alongside his brother. Look closely, she's wearing those Hello Kitty sandals. Because her missing persons poster noted that she last wore Hello Kitty sandals before going missing, as they look exactly like the ones she wears in the video. But what's strange is David livestreamed with Celeste. A resurfaced clip of David from January 11th, 2024 shows him with Celeste Rivas on stream, where he tells the mods to delete all videos and clips after he ends the stream.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big me. Yo, thank you, Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
It's strange that it took so long to make it well known that David was hanging out with Celeste. However, there was a guy that used to be friends with David and helped him make music. The interesting thing is that he tried calling David out back in the day, but he got contacted by David's lawyers and they kept him quiet. They covered up the whole thing before he was able to make it widely known about who David was talking to and hanging with outside of his music.
And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls that had claimed David had messaged them or had, relationships with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, I was having a lot of. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically they removed my song with David from, streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. There's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, no one else came out after that.
But here's where it gets a lot stranger. David was recognized by a Twitch streamer while he was playing in an arcade with Celeste.
Yeah, that's order.
Wow, you look good.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
She's wearing the same Gap sweater as seen from her missing persons poster. Not only that, but the glasses she's wearing in the Twitch stream are the same glasses she wore while on FaceTime with David. But weirdly, this woman in the arcade isn't actually Celeste. Many thought she was at first, but she's a different Celeste. Fans believe that if Celeste really did pass back in January or February, that David might have been using this new Celeste to cover his tracks, as it's possible he began dressing the new Celeste to look similar to the original. If it ever came out that people accused him of talking with Celeste Rivas, he could have said it was the new Celeste the whole time, but people caught on. Because what are the odds she had the same name, dressed the same, and suddenly became one of David's closest friends? However, DJ Academics would look into his song title.
Crashing. Where'd it go wrong? Ghost. Where did you go? Afterlife?
What's even crazier is that people believe this TikTok shows David cleaning Celeste's shoes as pictured on the left, which makes it look like he left hints of being with Celeste. This resulted in Celeste's brother speaking out for the first time. Why are people lying saying that I knew more? I didn't. So I don't know why people are lying trying to make me look bad. Celeste did nothing but love me. I was one of the only people she loved, bro. I never knew information about anything up until the last time she left. Later in the evidence file, they found a post reading, "A Redditor went to David's house and allegedly found a Tesla key outside the front of his house in a gutter. He claimed to have informed the police. When the police arrived, they claimed the Tesla key card. Tesla owners also confirmed that color of the card goes with the type of Tesla David owned that was shown on the news."
After someone noticed a foul odor coming from a car. Once inside, they discovered a wrapped in plastic. The car, which was a Tesla, that belonged to a singer and Queens native who goes by the name David, spelled with 8-4.
This key card was found just outside of the garage of the home. Not to mention, with the car being a Tesla, they have many cameras that record what's happening around the car, and the police should know who did it.
David Tesla was repoed on September 8th. He started his tour August 5th, 9th. They said the car was sitting for over 30 days before it got repoed. He reported it missing in between that, but it's been sitting before he started his tour. He called to report a Tesla missing. Now chat, anybody in chat, go to Google and say, can I call Tesla? If my Tesla is missing, can I call Tesla to track it? Watch what it shows you. To call Tesla, a Tesla of all cars you reported missing. When you can call Tesla and get it tracked, that don't make sense. They said the car was sitting for over 30 days. So from when the car was impounded on the 8th, we can add 31 days plus add some change. That's days, if not a week or more, before he started his tour, bro. Dating a 13-year-old, bro. Probably got a, that's why he did that.